Right, my friends, in today's video I am going to prove to you that electric cars are not fit for purpose, and the government are pushing them down our throats and have an agenda. They don't even drive these cars themselves. They're still driving around in their gas guzzling Range Rovers and flying off to climate summits in private jets. So today, it's a bank holiday when I'm filming this. I've got an all-electric car here, the Porsche Taycan. You'll already know that if you already watched the channel, and we're going to see what the charging infrastructure is like on a bank holiday. I'm in Leeds at the moment, and we're going to head to Skegness, which is round about 118 miles. Now, I'm going to prove to you that trying to get down there on a holiday is an absolute nightmare. Now, my family have gone down in their diesel Volkswagen Golf because my girlfriend said there's no way that she wants to experience it in an electric car, but she did say do it, go yourself and prove that it's not fit for purpose. But we already know that. What I need you to do is I need you to hit the thumbs up, push this video out. Let's educate the entire world that electric cars are a scam and they will never work, and it basically is to stop freedom of movement. So hit the thumbs up and also hit that subscribe button, my friends, and let's go on this journey from Leeds to Skegness. Now, without further ado, my friends, let's go. Right, this is going to be interesting actually, and hopefully not as stressful as I've seen in the news, because lots of stories all over Facebook, all over YouTube, all over social media and on the news itself saying that over the Easter weekend and Easter Sunday it was an absolute nightmare at all the charging points, because you've got everybody on the roads at the same time and there's a backup of 1 to 2 hours for the chargers. Now, I'm filming this on an Easter Monday, which is bank holiday, so everybody should be on the roads again going back home ready for work tomorrow, so it should be an absolute nightmare again. Now, you could say, well, this is not normal. You go out on a normal day, but people go out, they use these cars for family visits, for family outings, and if it's going to be like that, it's going to ruin your day. This is what I'm saying, it is not fit for purpose. Also, by the way, I've got a little info on the dealerships, not stealerships. That came out wrong, that didn't it? Stealerships. Fancy me saying that. Anyway, got a little information for you on that as well that I need to go into, because they are lying to us, my friends. Liar! Obviously, that's no surprise. It comes as no surprise. A dealership lying to us? Liar! A motor dealer? Never. Never heard of in history. Anyway, come on, onwards. You know, it's kind of interesting that it's raining as well, because I've said before, I don't know whether you've ever noticed, there are no canopies over any of the chargers, apart from GridServe. They've got a couple of charging places that have proper, like, forecourts, etc., charging forecourts. But I'd say 95 to 96% of electric car charging points don't have a canopy over, and you get absolutely wet through. Now, you get the evangelist saying, well, just use an umbrella. Yeah, have you ever tried getting hold of an umbrella and then plugging in a car charger because in the rain? Really? And thinking about it, whoever did these charging points, surely you would think water, electricity. Oh no, it's fine, just let the water, it'll be all right. If they were really serious, they would put canopies over the top of these charging points, and they're not. they're not serious about it at all, because at the end of the day, electric cars, they cost more to start with, and then you could argue, or the evangelists would argue, that they're cheaper to run if you charge at home. But the reality is, most of us go on longer journeys because we're not stuck at home. If you want to stay at home and you're just doing pootling around for short journeys, absolutely fine. Get yourself a, you know, an oversized Sinclair C5 or a modern Sinclair C5. Maybe Sir Clive Sinclair was onto something. But there's no canopies over them. Going past a petrol station here, I could pull in, fill up with fuel and be on my way and not worry about getting to Skegness. But that's not the case, because I'm now going to have to drive to Skegness. Hopefully there'll be a charging point, and then get wet when I charge up if it's still raining. So it just adds stress and time onto your journey. And at the end of the day, driving a car is supposed to be fun, but it isn't anymore, is it? It's taking that away. Now, motor dealers, I know somebody who works in the motor industry and has said to me on good authority that, come on, keep going, I don't want to be in the middle of the road, and has got said to me on good authority, well, go on good authority, that motor dealers are trying to sell you electric cars. All means, they have to sell you an electric car. So if you go in for a petrol car and you want to buy a petrol car, they will do everything in their power to get you to cancel that and have an electric car. They have to hit a quota that has been given to them by the government, otherwise they will be fined. So they will do anything to get you into an electric car. Even I've seen where the lady at McDonald's, I've said on a past video, they rang her and they said, oh, sorry, your car's been cancelled, but we have got an electric car. So they sold her an electric car. They will do anything. They'll say that your car's cancelled to get you into an electric car. Do not fall for this. Tell them no. Say absolutely no way, and spread this information around to your friends as well, and let them know, anybody who's buying a car, do not let these motor dealers try and upsell you, or downsell you in my eye, to an electric car, because that is what's happening, and it's only going to get worse and worse as time goes on. And as I've said, the government, the Mayor of London, the President of the United States, they're all driving around in gas guzzling cars and flying off in private jets. What an absolute scam. Do you know what? It's hypocritical. The biggest hypocrites ever. It's do as I say and not do as I do. Spread this information around and let's put an end to this absolute madness. It's just ridiculous. And I'm, to be quite honest, sick of it, and I don't want to be making these videos. I'd rather be making videos flying abroad on aeroplanes and tasting nice food and going to exotic places and showing you things like that, not banging on about electric cars. But at the end of the day, I have to do this, and I will continue to do this until we put an end to this complete madness, because it will not work, and they know it won't work. They just want to stop you driving cars altogether and keep you on public transport. And that's what it's all about, in my opinion. I will say in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but I've only ever been known to be wrong once before. And that's when I thought I was wrong, but I wasn't. My dad's saying, onwards, my friends. I have to say, the verbal abuse and insults that are hurled at me from the evangelists, the EV community, are obscene, some of them, and I have to put up with it. It's a good job that I'm thick-skinned. Now, it also makes me wonder whether some of these people are actually real. I've said many a times that it could be bots, like automated bots to push out the agenda of electric cars, etc. So some of these names I've actually clicked on the profiles, and they've only been made up like a month or two, and none of them's got names, they've all got numbers. It seems very odd. And then you also have the real evangelists as well. I mean, I've got the lady who I've mentioned many times, Morag, who I kind of have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with her. I do have a little bit of respect for the lady, because she's persevering. Let's put it that way. But you know, I can't believe the amount of comments that this lady makes. And she said that she doesn't work for the government. She isn't paid to say this. She isn't a paid shill, but she's doing it for herself because she believes in electric cars. This lady has spent hours on end trying to prove that I'm wrong, calling me a liar, calling me all names under the sun, and saying that I'm wrong and I'm doing it because I'm doing it for my own reasons. Listen, I can be making videos about aeroplane journeys, fish and chips, and jetting off to Australia, and it's a lot more entertaining than standing out in the rain trying to charge my electric car. But it makes you think, why are these people commenting so passionate about their electric cars? They've got to be paid. A lot of these comments have got to be paid. I mean, I have a joke about these evangelists. I said to one guy on Twitter who was having a go at me, saying I was wrong and I'm a liar and I'm old-fashioned and I should go back to my horse and cart, etc. And people who said this about the invention of the internal combustion engine when they were trying to keep their horse and carts, etc. Well, I say these people, I said to this guy, I said, I've got another vision. I've always said that Tesla drivers and electric drivers, they all go dogging and they're all into swingers parties, etc. But I've also got this, other stereotypical evangelist as well. I believe that if you're a bloke, they probably wear, I'm going to say, blue nylon Y-fronts with white piping on them, and they use the electricity from their blue white piping Y-fronts to charge their car in an emergency. They cut their crusts off of their sandwiches and cut them into little triangles, etc. And their wives or their partners, they probably go off, take the keys on an evening and go to the woods, because their partner is so boring with his electric car that she needs to get out of the house. Honestly, these evangelists are a breed unto themselves. It's like a religious cult.
It's all about the greater good.
Right, down to business. I need to get over into this lane. Hang on. Just bear with me 1 second. 0.6 miles. I'm okay at the moment. I need the M62. Okay, I'm just going to pull into here. Bear with me. Using my indicator, which I don't believe uses the main battery. Okay, I'm going to give you an update of what I've got. So I've got 139 miles of range at the moment. We've got 108 miles to go. However, if I switch the air conditioning back on, or the climate control, because it's cold in here, that now goes down to 130 miles of range. And because using the heater, 128 miles of range now, using the heater and using all your electronics in the car takes range off of your car. Also, as well, in cold weather you lose range as well. So there is a lot of downsides to electric cars using all your heaters, etc., and things like that. So I'm going to charge up, because when I get there I need charge to get back as well. Where am I going here? M62, Hull and Pontefract. So 57%, so I need to charge as well. Now you're going to say, why didn't I find somewhere to stay? This is going to be the evangelist. Well, I think you'll find that you should have stopped at a place that's got slow charging, so you could plug your car in and it could be charging while you sleep. They've got an answer for everything. You know, whatever I do would be wrong. This Morag, for instance, said that I should have charged my car overnight at this charge point that I went to in the Lake District. I can't leave my car overnight charging, because that would block the charger for somebody else. And she did say, oh, well, there's a slow charger there. That's what it's for, a trickle charger. No, there isn't. It was a proper charger for a car. It's on the video, you can see it. They always have an answer. And then I charged up at Gretna Green, and then I think she said, oh, you should have charged at Carlisle. If I'd have charged at Carlisle, and the Carlisle charger would have been busy or didn't have enough power because the grid didn't have enough power, she would have then said, well, you had chargers there at Gretna Green, you should have charged there. There's always an answer. They have an answer for everything because it's conditioned to brainwash people into buying an electric car. If you're thinking about buying an electric car, let me tell you this, think again. Do not buy an electric car if you want to do longer journeys and you have a family and you haven't got the time to spend, because you will spend 50 to 60% of your time charging your car, finding somewhere to get charged. I was at Blackpool the other day and I had to go to Lytham St Anne's because there were very few chargers in Blackpool. Now this was backed up. I looked at this and Stephen from Walk on the Wild Side said, oh, there's very few. It is actually renowned for not having many chargers. So, and I looked it up and it was backed up with a news story about it as well. Blackpool are not very electrified for cars. So I ended up having to go out my way to Lytham St Anne's to charge up in a supermarket car park in Booths. Now that added another hour and 15 minutes onto my journey. And when I got back to my girlfriend's house, she said, where were you? You said you were going to be here earlier. I said, well, I had to go and charge my car. Now you would say to me, I know what the evangelists will say and Morag will say, well, you should have stopped in a hotel where you could have charged your car overnight. But then you're putting yourself out to stop in places that you particularly might not want to stop in just so you can charge your car. Absolutely pathetic. And this is the future? I don't think so. And anyway, we're going to find out today whether it's going to be an absolute nightmare to charge your car on a bank holiday. Now, I got quite a few answers back on why the government do not drive electric cars or are not driven around in electric cars. And the main answer to that was because they have armour-plated cars to protect themselves, basically. And my answer to that is, so in 2035 or after 2035, are these leaders and the government and the leaders of the government, are they going to be open to danger because they can't armour plate an electric car because it makes it way too heavy, because the batteries on the electric car makes the car unbelievably heavy already? This car, I believe, you'll have to look this up, the Taycan, I think it's something like 2 ton or near there anyway. It's ridiculously heavy because of the weight of the batteries. So armour plate it as well makes it overweight, basically. So what are they going to do after 2035? Or is it going to be the same rule? Oh well, we can only have internal combustion engines. We can't have EVs. But you minions and you little people must drive around in electric cars. Well, we drive around in proper ones. It doesn't make sense at all. And also, if they were that bothered about the environment, would they really be flying around to climate summits in private jets and jetting off when we're in the age of FaceTime and Skype and Zoom, when you could basically do virtual reality and just be there in a room? You don't need to go and get on a plane and use tons and tons of fuel if you were that bothered about the environment. It's all about, my mum used to say, it's all about money. That's what it's about. My mum used to say, everything that you see is all about money. I mean, it makes you think, this Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is, you know, you have ruined my future and...
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams.
What's she getting out of it? I don't understand. There's got to be something behind it, in my opinion. Let me know in the comments section. It just seems a little strange, because you look at these people who do good, and they're supposedly doing good, and then it comes out eventually that it's all about the money and they've been hiving money off. Believe me, I stand by the fact now that in years to come, probably 5 or 6 years time, as you see the adverts now claim, I'm not going in that lane by the way, because that's veering off to somewhere else, so don't say I should be in that lane. That's going to the A1. I'm in this lane for a reason, because I know someone's going to say, oh, you're middle lane hogging. I'm not. And I can't remember what I was talking about now, but so give me a minute and I'll come back to you. My mind's gone, getting older. I know what I was saying. Now, it's either old age, right, that's getting to my memory, or it's the fact that I'm sat on batteries, a load of batteries, radiating all that radiation. And is there something? Is there? I wonder whether it is bad for you sitting on a load of batteries. Anyway, in years to come, at the moment we have these adverts at the moment where, did you buy a diesel car between the years of X and X, then we can get you some money, cash for diesel or whatever it is, right? And it makes you think in years to come. I think we're going to get the same with electric cars. Were you missold an electric car between the years 2020 and 2027? Then we can get you your money back, because people are being sold these electric cars that are not really fit for purpose, and they're selling you a car that the batteries are the cars are worthless. Once the batteries have gone, the cars are worthless. I've said this a million times. The batteries for this Porsche Taycan, £45,000 plus labour to fit it, which means this car's not even worth that. So they're disposable cars. They're worth nothing. Now, even in the comments section I've had, no, every car's disposable. No, it's not. Look in the showroom of Porsche the other day. There was a car there from, I'd guess, the 1960s, was it? I'm not sure. They're really classic cars. If you keep an internal combustion engine car for many years and you look after it, it'll probably go forever in a day. You just need to look after it because it's mechanical. It's like a watch, for instance. If you have a really nice watch like a Tag Heuer watch or a Breitling or whatever, and it's mechanical, a nice good quality mechanical watch, that will last forever, and you pass it down from your father to your son to your son's son, or you pass it down. With a digital watch or even an Apple watch, this watch here, this Apple watch, won't be around in the next 4 or 5 years. It'll be gone. It'll be dust. It will be gone. I have a Tag Heuer watch that I've kept, which I use it for best, and I will pass that down. I'll pass that down to James when I'm not here, and hopefully he will pass that down to his children as well. So you can't do that with it, because electronics and anything with a battery in it is throwaway. It's disposable. It's a disposable item, and that's what we're being sold, because you'll own nothing and you'll be happy, apparently. But that's not how it works, is it? Everything's subscription based now as well, and it really winds me up. So, no pun intended, talking about watches. But it's, for instance, when I took this car in last year or the year before, it had comfort entry, so that I walked up to the car and the car would unlock. They took that away from me on a software update and said, oh no, it shouldn't have been on the car, you have to pay for it. So if you want it back on, it's 1,500 quid. These cars are everything subscription based. So what are they going to do? Take the heated seating away? Take the heating away from me? No. Honestly, we need to put our foot down and say no. Spread this video around, share it on social media, give it a thumbs up, and also check that you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel. It pushes the video out because YouTube see that you've subscribed through this video and push this video out more, and then we can educate people into the fact not to buy an electric car. And don't listen to the dealerships, the stealerships. They will 100%, I guarantee you, if you're going for a new car now, right, they will try and sell you into an electric car. I guarantee you. Let me know if you've bought or gone into buying buy a car, whether they've tried to sell you into an electric car. Let me know in the comment section. I'd be really, really interested. Right, so there's no services on the M62 on this part. So what I'm going to do is, I've got 112 miles of range and 50% of battery. So I can charge, by the way, because you have to charge above 20%, is it? And only charge up to 80%. That's what you can do. If you don't charge over 80%, that's the evangelists have told me. And you must plan your journey as well. I think you'll find you must plan your journey before you go. Who wants to plan the journey? You want to get in the car and go. I mean, my girlfriend's going down to Skegness in her VW Golf diesel, and I said, are you going to fill up? She went, I've filled up, it's full, I'll just get there and back. In fact, she could probably get there, back there, back there, back there and back without even filling up. That's the crazy thing, isn't it? It's nuts. So I'm going to take another probably hour or so on top of the journey because I've got to charge up. I'm hoping that the news is wrong and the chargers aren't backed up because of bank holiday, but we will find out. You know, I even got called a conspiracy theorist the other day because I said, oh, about the government not driving electric cars, and I said, oh, it's about freedom of movement. And I feel really passionate about electric cars and having electric cars being pushed down our throats, and I can see what's happening. I can clearly see what is happening here, and I can also clearly see that electric cars will not work because I've got one and I've had one for, you know, 2.5 years, and I joke about evangelists wearing blue nylon underpants and, you know, and with white piping, etc. But the reality of it is, you've got to have a giggle within it, but the reality is it's no joke. We're going to end up to the point where we look and we think, oh yeah, these don't work. Oh right, oh, it's too late now, we can't go back. It was a lie, it was all a lie, we've been fooled. And then it's too late. And you need to wake up. If you are thinking of buying an electric car, just think again and do your homework and look into it. You know, I've said before, I'm not saying don't buy an electric car, because for some it might suit you, as I say, if you want to poodle down to the shops. But all in all, as a day-to-day mode of transport, electric is not the answer. And if you're thinking of doing it to save the environment and save the world, you're not, because if you look into it, the mining of the lithium and the minerals needed for these batteries, digging up the earth, it's not saving the earth at all. And in a lot of countries, they actually, where do you think the electricity is coming from? A lot of it is coming from coal power. And no, not so much in the UK. But if you look deeper into it as well, and you think, oh well, it's wind power, etc., the amount of oil that goes into those wind turbines, they're using oil for the wind turbines, it's crazy. And we're trying to save the earth by driving an electric car that 7-year-old children are digging the minerals for. Basically the minerals for this car, if you look into it, are dug up by young kids, by young children. That's slave labour. It's awful. And I've even said this before, and people have said, well, they wouldn't be able to eat if they didn't do that. So I mean, that's just sick. It's awful. It's wrong. And we do need to stand up and just say, no, enough is enough. You know, we're talking about trying to save the world by having electric cars, but we've still got planes flying around in the sky using tons of fuel. There's more to it, believe me. I think so anyway, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. And this guy's going really slow, so I need to get out of here. There we go, let's overtake. There is one good thing about electric cars. They are very, very incredibly fast, and the torque on them is good, but they lack soul and any inspiration. There's nothing to them. What gets me as well, and I'm rambling on a lot here, but I'm trying to put out there and trying to drill it into people that electric cars are not the future. You have a lot of channels, I won't mention these channels, but you have a lot of YouTube channels that are pro EV, and they push the EV down your throat, and it makes you think, who's paying these guys to promote electric cars? There's got to be something behind it, because if they own an electric car, they will know that they are not fit for purpose. And again, it's all about the money. And you could say, and I'll have it in there, I'll have people say that I'm paid by Shell or BP or the big oil companies. I wish I was, and if you're watching, you know, I'm open to offers. You'll say, well, I'm paid for these videos. Yeah, I'm paid for these videos, but I'm paid for videos that I go off on a plane to Australia or America, and I enjoy doing them videos, and I'm proud of doing them videos. I really enjoy doing them, more so than doing these videos, and they earn just as much money as these videos do, but they're more entertaining, and I don't have to be stuck in a service station on the M180 or whatever I'm on near Scunthorpe. Now I need to go left here, sorry, but I'm going to go right to the services because I want to see if the services are busy, if the charging points are busy at these services. So I'm going to go out of my way. If I was going there and I'd got a petrol or a diesel car, I'd just turn left and I'd get there. But if I needed charge, I'm down to 44%, so I'm going to go here and try and get some charge in it if they are available. So I'm going out of my way. You're always going out of your way to charge your car, unless of course you plan your journey. Anyway, let's go and see what the charges are like here on a bank holiday Monday. Right, the car park is absolutely snidered and I need a wee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to park my car up, and I can see the grid serve charges over there. So let's go and have a look. I've got 99 miles of range and 44% of battery left. So I'm going to turn the milk float off and let's go and have a look at the state of the chargers here and what the weight's like and see if there's a queue. Okay, so I can see the grid serve chargers over there. We've got a Mini over there. I can only see one charger. Surely there's got to be more than one charger here. I can see a Polestar as well. Yuck. Right, so the Polestar's on the slower charger there with his own cable, and then there's one other charger with two cars charging on it. So that's going to be that's going to take power down as well. So I can't see any other chargers. You'd think they'd have a lot more chargers than that. So if I was down and I needed to charge, I'd be here probably, well, over the 2 hours that you're allocated in this car park, which is going to be a bit of an inconvenience. Right, okay, so let you into a secret. Greg's was packed in there and I needed a quick ham salad roll or whatever it is. So I went into the garage here, the petrol station. No queue there, just got my Greg's, had it, did the time lapse that you've just seen, and I'm on my way. So there's even a bonus to petrol stations for the food as well. Everybody queuing up for Greg's there. Get yourself over to the petrol station. Save time. Now, there are no other chargers here, only that one charger by the looks of it. I've looked everywhere. So, going to get in the car and try and find somewhere else to charge on the way down to Skegness. This, I mean, it's honestly, if I was down now to really, really low voltage to like, say, 3 or 4% on my battery, I'd be nipping buttons off the seat, wouldn't I? I'd be stuck here for over 2 hours waiting for them to finish charging. Let's look at them all on the chargers. It's madness. Makes no sense. Now then, there's a Tesla charging up there on a grid-served charger. Now, if your network is that good, excuse me, is that good, Tesla owners, why are you charging up on a grid-served charger? Answer me that one. Ha! Caught you out. Right, back in the milk float, back on the road, and let's go and find another charger. That'll probably be taken up and there'll be loads of queues. It's insane, isn't it? And this is the future? Nah, I think I'm proving that. Oh, one charger and a Tesla. Tesla owners, get off it. You've got your own blooming chargers. What are you doing, nicking our chargers? Right, come on, onwards, my friends. Right, so one service station down. You've seen how much of a nightmare it was there, even a Tesla on it as well. Tesla owners, answer me that. Why are you on that charger? Why was he on that charger when you've got your own charging network? Don't understand that. So if you imagine you've got your family with you, you're trying to get home or you're trying to get to your destination, what an absolute nightmare that would be there. You'd end up having screaming kids and you're waiting for a charger, and then when you get on the charger, you've still got to wait for the car to charge up. Where's the logic? Wake up! Now bear in mind also, you know, we're at the early stages really of electric cars and the EV infrastructure, and you imagine the more and more people that get electric cars, the more clogged up these charging points are going to be. We've already got now to a point where they're having to have marshals employed to stop fights, because believe it or not, there are fights at these charging points. People saying, I was there first, and I know how they feel, because I've been in that position when I was up at the Lake District once, and somebody chopped in front of me. They didn't realise that I was already waiting, so I was getting irate and getting angry about it. And then you start having an argument because there's no kind of uniformity to these chargers. You don't just drive in and queue up behind each other like in a petrol station. It's absolute madness, and nobody gives this a thought at all. They're basically not fit for purpose, and that's what I'm trying to prove in these videos, and stop people from buying electric cars and just put an end to this madness. Because to be quite honest, I'm sick of turning on the radio and hearing an advert or a commercial for electric cars, or switching on the TV and having it shoved down our throat, or opening a magazine and seeing an advert for Polestar, or I don't think I've seen any adverts for Teslas, to be honest. You know, and for whatever other cars there are, the Ionics that are chronic. I mean, they look terrible, don't they? We won't go into that in this video, how crap these electric cars look, because they look awful. And Tesla, I mean, come on, it looks like a squashed up version of Elon. It looks like it's based on Elon Musk. I mean, you don't want to be sat inside Elon Musk's mouth, do you? Awful cars. But the reality of it is, it doesn't work, and it will never work. So please share the video on your social media. Show people, I'm in the wrong lane here, show people the true reality of EV ownership, because it ain't fit for purpose. It really isn't. Anyway, onwards, let's get to the next service station, and hopefully I'll be able to charge without waiting. You know, does it not annoy you, by the way, that your leaders are lying to you? Liar! And the motor dealers are lying to you. Liar! I mean, my mum used to she despised car salesmen. She used to say to me, bless her, she used to say, you know when a car salesman's lying because his lips are moving. That's what she used to say, it like in that voice as well. And they're lying to you because they just want to sell you an electric car, obviously because they've been given a target. But it's just, I mean, to be honest, I do feel quite sorry for the motor manufacturers, because they're not being given any choice. They're being pushed into a corner. Either make electric cars or you've got no business. But you've got the leaders basically pushing them into a corner, and it's wrong. I would love to sit in front of little Rishi, you know, our Prime Minister, and say to him, let me just come out with me for the day on a long journey and let me just show you the true reality of what it's like to charge your car, because it's an absolute nightmare. They're not living in the real world. Where are they actually? What is going on in their mind? I have no idea at all. Right, there is, I think, a Starbucks here, so and a petrol station. I'm going to see whether there's a charger around here and see what this one's like. There's got to be some kind of, it says a high-powered charger on my map there, so I'm guessing there's a charger here. So let's go and have a look and see whether it's available. Fingers crossed. Hey, we're in luck. EV Power, MFG Group. I wonder how much this is per kilowatt. Now this is going to be interesting, isn't it? Let me just lift the suspension so I can get a little bit closer. There we go. Press, there we go. Milk flow off. Now then, 31%, 76 miles of range. It's now 132, right? So bear in mind, petrol station there, could have gone in there, filled up and gone out on our way. But got an electric car. 1:32 in the afternoon, and let's see how long it takes. Come on, onwards. Right, 150 kilowatt chargers. So as I say, 1:33. Let's go and get this thing charged up and see how long it takes. Right, connect to the car. It's taken £45 off me, and you can't pay cash, by the way. Somebody says, why don't you just pay cash? You can't, you've got to have contactless. And if you haven't got contactless, you're stuffed. Oh, you're having a laugh. I can't get it in. It won't fit, it won't plumbing reach. Right, I've got to bring my car closer. Try again. Well, I'm trying again, but it's going to take another £45 off of me, which is going to take over a week to get back. So that's 2 lots of £45 because it's not put it back on my card yet. It's not doing it. Come on. It's not doing it. I'd pressed the wrong one that time. Because that's a membership card, you've got to press the RFID. Right, okay, that's oh great. Yeah, it's taken 2 lots of £45 off of me now. There we go. Right, hopefully I can get it in this time. Just gonna, there we go. We have to rest it there on the front of the car. Okay, right, 1 second. Starting, please wait. Can't believe it's took 2 lots of £45 off me. Now obviously it'll give me that back. It takes up to 7 days to go back onto your card, I think. Starting, please wait. Still waiting. Come on. Right, here we go. Okay. Right, now the time is 1:37. No, 0.04 kilowatts. It's not the fastest. It's supposed to be 150 kilowatts. Will we get 150 kilowatts? That's the question. Oh no, that's what I'm mixed up there. No, that's it. Right, we're getting 61 kilowatts. It's on the left here. That's right, 61 kilowatts. That's what it's put in at the moment, 0.8. So 61 kilowatts. See if we can get up to 150 kilowatts then. 62 kilowatts. Come on, give us 150 kilowatts. There's only one other charger in use. So I'm getting 59 kilowatts at the moment. Even though it's a 150 kilowatt charger, I'm getting 59 kilowatts. And there's only one other car charging up here. So now, I mean, I'm waiting around. It's charged me twice. the cables are never long enough on the cars, because my car's really low, and a lot of electric cars are really low because they need the aerodynamics, because the more range they'll get with the aerodynamics. But they put these barriers down there so your front spoiler can't go over it. I've had to, luckily mine, I paid for the hydraulic suspension so I can lift it up and go over that. And then the charging on it is not 150 kilowatts, it's slow, and charged me twice. I mean, now I've got to wait for my money back. That winds me up. Anyway, I mean, what do I do now? Do I go over and get myself a Starbucks coffee, or do I go into Londy's and buy something that I don't need? It's just waiting around. It's you know, if you put a price on your time, then it's costing you an awful lot, isn't it, really? I mean, life is short, and it's too short to be waiting around to charge an oversized milk float or scale electric. Right, so it's charging really slowly, 59 kilowatts I'm getting out of it. It advertises in big letters 150 kilowatts, and I'm getting 59 kilowatts. That's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm now going to go and spend some more money in Starbucks on a coffee that I don't particularly need, and maybe a cake or something, I don't know, or I'll get something from the service station there that I don't need. You know what? I reckon EV owners must be high on caffeine and overweight on sugar. God. I've come back out because there's a bit of a queue for the coffee there, and I want the loo as well, and there's a massive wait for the toilet because there's only one toilet. And if I have a coffee, then I'm going to want another wee on the way to Skegness, so it's catch-22. It's catch-22. I'm going to have a look in Londy's and see whether there's a loo inside the petrol station, and see whether they've got coffee in there. So apparently they're not letting anybody in. There's toilets in there, but they've locked the door for some reason, and there's a guy over there in a diesel who's parked in an electric charging point. He's iced someone. Oh, he's moving now. Oh, do you know what? It's fun waiting for your car to charge. So I can't use the loo, it's not open. Starbucks is busy. Madness, isn't it? And now I'm waiting for my car to charge. By the way, can you believe that? Diesel car parking.
Hello, sir. How are you?
How are you? Mr. MacMaster, how are you? How are you doing?
What do you think of that?
What do I think of electric cars? I'm just on camera now. What do you think of electric cars?
I've got one at home, and I'm just about to get a test drive one of those.
You're just about... Let me go and tell him what I think of it. Right, come on in.
Famous.
Introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Ian.
Hi, I'm Donna.
Now, you've got an electric car apparently, haven't you?
I have, yes, sir.
What is it?
It's a Tesla Model 3 long range.
See ya! Oh no! Have you got sandwiches in the car that's cut into little triangles with the crust cut off?
No, but I've got a tin of Heinz beans in the front of the car.
Have you?
Oh, yes, yes.
Blimey.
The little cougar sit there, you know, because I do 40,000 miles a year.
40,000 miles a year?
Yeah.
Can you?
you?
I'm going to ask you a question actually.
Okay.
I've just been to one of the service stations.
Yeah.
Come in a little closer.
Okay.
And there was a Tesla
Uh-huh.
on a grid surf charger. Why? You got your own network.
Absolutely. The reason it's there, I'll tell you why. It's because people don't know how to use the car properly.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
See, can you do it like this? I think you'll find they're doing it wrong.
I think you'll find it's just incorrect. It's silly buggers, probably second generation Tesla Model 3 owners.
Didn't plan their journey.
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely.
And I'm
No
here
insight.
because I'm on this charger because...
It's a bloody Porsche.
And I got the wrong car.
It can happen, even for this fellow.
Yeah, now then, you have a Porsche Boxster.
I've got a 718 Boxster, yes.
718 Boxster. I've had 3 of them, I believe, and 8 Boxsters in total.
Best car in the world.
It's going to be electric. Let me move this around a bit. It's going to be electric.
So sad. So
That's bad,
sad.
isn't it?
Yeah. Because it makes the best noise, doesn't it?
It does,
It
it's
really
awesome.
does make
Yeah.
a nice noise. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Have you got the
Lovely.
sports exhaust on it
I
as
have.
well?
I have.
Yeah, the sports
Yeah.
exhaust. It's fantastic. Can you imagine when it's just going to be like sat in a washing machine, isn't it? And
Yeah,
it's got the
gonna be
electric
horrible.
motor
With the roof
on it.
down, it's lovely.
With the roof down, that roar of the engine and stuff.
Yeah,
Huh.
lovely.
Another Taycan there. I hope he don't watch my videos. He's not going to be very pleased, is he? I've not given Porsche Taycans a very good name. So, are you going to get a? You were looking at a Porsche Taycan, wasn't you?
I
That's where
am,
we're going to
yeah.
right
That's
now.
what we're going to right now to pick one up on a trial for a couple of days, sort of thing, you know.
A Tesla? Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
This is. Let me come in the middle here. 1 second. Right. This is interesting. This is interesting. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's come a little closer to the camera, right?
Yeah, right.
You're going to
Yeah.
test drive
Yeah,
a Taycan,
yeah.
but you've got a Tesla.
Yeah.
You've seen it here first.
Now listen, guys. All I'm going to say is the only reason this is because my girlfriend here keeps on taking the mick out of my Tesla. She calls it a jelly mold.
It
Does
is,
look
isn't
like a
it?
jelly mold.
Do you,
It
know what I,
does
do
look
you know
like
what
a
I
jelly
call
mold.
it? Do you know what I call it? It's a chamfered Smartie and an oversized suppository. I mean, it really.
Bye, guys.
It's
I think I was quite kind, actually.
it's a different.
You think that was quite kind?
And I have to say, Tesla owners, right, 95% of them wear blue nylon Y fronts with white piping, right? And they use the static energy off of it to recharge their Taycans.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I'll have to get a pair.
Does he wear blue white,
No,
white
no,
piping?
no. I'm all natural.
And the females who drive who drive Teslas, right? They wear like the tights that my mum used to have that pull up to here.
Oh no,
right?
the
And
belly
they-
warmers.
The belly warmers, and then they wear knickers underneath and knickers over the top,
Yeah.
and they
And a padlock. Don't forget the
and a padlock, and they suffer a little bit from a yeast infection. But that's Tesla owners are not going to like me, are they?
I don't know what this is. Is this actually going online?
Oh yeah, it's going on YouTube. Yeah. You've actually got the same glasses as me, I believe, as well.
Well, that's something similar to.
Yeah, you see, I always thought Tesla owners had a bit of tape on the side of the glasses as well. I'm going to tell you this though, you know.
Okay.
Once you've driven that Taycan, you're going to have one. Yeah.
Very pretty car.
Yeah. So, I mean, come on, a Tesla. Really?
It's very functional. It's a great car.
That's it though.
It's a great car,
I
guys.
think you'll find
If you want to do 40,000 miles a year on a network that actually works,
I think you'll find it's very functional.
it's very archaic.
Do you think electric cars are the future?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
So,
But, I
what do
mean,
you think?
I think we're being. This is a bit. It's like tinfoil hat kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I personally think it's a way of controlling us, right? And answer me this, and this is part of the video, right? You've got little Rishi, right? Who is the size of, like down here anyway, isn't it? But my mum used to say little man, but about anybody that was little, right? Why does he not drive around anymore? He's telling you to drive. You must drive an electric car. It's good for the environment. Better for the environment. Forget the fact that 8-year-olds are digging it up in mines, you know, the minerals for it. We forget about that, you know.
Well, that's life.
Right,
death.
but they're not driving them.
No, they're not.
And you've got Biden, the president of the United States.
He's not driving.
He's not driving. Well, he should be
It's
driving.
driven.
Well, he does. He should actually be in an electric car, but it should be a mobility scooter with his ice cream. But they're not, are they? They're not driving it.
I'm going to watch some of your videos. You seem very controversial.
I am. That's actually one of my.
I quite like it. I quite like it. Quite little controversial. Yes.
So I personally think it's all about control. And
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah,
Tesla's.
possibly looking at the bigger picture.
Yeah, I will give you this with your Tesla, right? No, he's laughing. He's I'm not going to say anything sarcastic. Your software's better. Your software is superb in the Tesla.
It is, yeah.
It's very Apple-esque. That is until Apple bring, you know, a car in or whatever,
Yeah.
or their software.
Yeah,
But
well, happen
it will happen,
at
yes.
some point.
So also as well, do you don't eat Battenberg, do you?
No.
No, because Tesla owners and electric car owners like Battenberg.
Is that right? Why?
Yeah.
Why is that, sir?
If you go into an EV owner's house, right?
Right. Okay.
They will invite you into their house, and they'll invite you into their house on the Sunday, right? They'll have proper crockery. They'll have some slightly out of date. It'll either be parking cake or Battenberg with a, it'll be slightly on the turn. Right, this is what EV owners do. I mean, I am an EV owner. Although I don't want to be. Right, it'll be slightly out of date, and then there'll be the carriage clock ticking on the side, and you'll be sat there with your, you know, and your electric car owners are there, and there's a slight whiff of cat urine in here. Yeah.
We haven't experienced that.
No. Things to look forward to. What do you think? Yeah.
It's
Nice.
you're not wearing beige though, so I'm kind of
No, green.
yeah. It's green, but you have got the is that the barber? Is that like a barber kit? Yeah. You see, that is a stereotypical. Anyway, so there we go. I do hope that you enjoy your Taycan when you get it, and you are going to miss the Tesla network, charging network.
Well, this is true. This is one of the reasons why we're intending for a 2-year trial.
Is it? Is it free to? Do you have to service a Tesla?
No.
You don't have to.
No service on.
No, I've just paid 500 odd quid for a service for this. No
For
servicing
this?
at all. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're gonna get
Come
used
in.
to.
Now listen to this, guys. Come in. Haven't even bothered dragging the car up. Nothing to check really, and he's paid 500 quid. Like,
I must have been mad to buy it in the first place.
how much did he pay for this car, by the way?
£120,600 or
And how
something.
many miles have you done?
41,000 miles.
41,000 miles.
Yeah.
Can I ask you why? I mean, if you don't like electric cars, why have you bought the car driven around that?
Why have I bought an electric car and why have I driven it? Right, because I paid 120 grand for it. It's now worth, I think, 40,000 or something. It's gone down. It might even be less. I can't remember what it was on the last video. I don't think one of them must be 20 odd thousand. Right? No, 20 odd thousand. I think it went down
How
to.
old's the car?
2.5 years old.
2.5 years old. More depreciation on the Porsche.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, to replace the battery on this car is £45,000. So the battery's worth more than the car. So basically, EVs are a disposable car. You could keep your 718 Boxster forever and a day if you looked after it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Porsche don't run the process from start to finish. That's the reason why the battery's so expensive.
Maybe so, but you've got a watch on there, right? I'll finish on this. You have a watch, right?
Okay.
Right? That's a, right?
There's a watch. Nice. Yes.
It's a wind-up watch. An Amiga, right?
Yes.
Now that watch will be here in 500 years' time, long after you're gone. I have an Apple Watch, which has got a battery in it. We're lucky to last another 3 or 4 years. It'll be gone.
But think of the functionality. Very sexy looking watch.
But it's what I'm saying. Anything with a battery, everything that you've had with a battery is gone. You don't have it anymore, and that's where electric cars are.
You could get this car for
140 miles an hour.
40. You get some idiot in a Tesla pulling out in front of you. You could be gone too. So what the hell?
Do you know what? I'm going to see if my car's finished charging. Can you say onwards? Go up to the camera and say onwards, my friends. Go on.
Onwards, my friends.
Oh God! Look at that. That Taycan, right? So a Porsche Taycan, the red one that just pulled in, has literally just pulled out, and because his car was that low, it's just pulled this barrier away, and that is because the cars are so low, and that's what I said earlier on. Just have a look. Right, okay, so it is now 11 minutes past 2. We're now at 88%. I think you'll find you should only charge to 80%, but we've been going 34 minutes and we're now at 92 kilowatts, so it's not anywhere near 150 kilowatts. I'll give it another 5-10 minutes and then we'll call it a day. I think I do need a toilet break, but there's a rather large queue over at Starbucks. My car's making a weird noise. I think it's the fan, because Porsche actually said that I need a new fan in it, which was 2,000 and something pounds, I think it was, to replace, and that's going back in. It's not under warranty, but they are replacing it for me free of charge. Apparently they recognise that it's an issue and a fault with it, so it's obviously sticking. So there we go. Right, 2:15. I mean, time. Do you put a price on time? You know what? For times like these, this is the best thing to do when you've got an electric car, is to have a 1,000-piece jigsaw, right? With classic cars on the front of it like this. A Mini there, and what is that red one there? I've asked that one before, but you know, this is what Jeff Buys Cars got me. So I can while away the time while my car's charging. And it's great because I've got a glass roof, so I can sort of like, and that's, do you know what? There's nothing more relaxing than a jigsaw, is there? There we go, let's have a look. Pop that one there like that. I think Tesla owners will probably have a jigsaw of Elon Musk's face. There we go. Sure about that. I think there's 2 pieces missing in this as well. I think, yeah, it says. No, 2 pieces missing. Oh, it's another electric car here. Audi. Petrol station, by the way. He keeps going over the tannoy, cash only, which is unusual for a filling station. Obviously their card machines are down. Mind you, technology being down, eh? God, what happens if the card machines don't work on here? Or the contactless doesn't work? Anyway, you know what? I'll leave this to another time. Let's get back on the road and see how much this has cost me. So £47.50, 60.13 kilowatts of energy charged, 40 minutes and 28 seconds, and of 95% battery. So not the cheapest, is it? Unless you're charging at home. And time wise, what a waste of time. Oh, right, okay, so let's get back on the road. By the way, I'm going to say to that lovely couple that I met there, absolute pleasure to meet you, and keep in touch. Let me know what you thought of the Taycan after driving a Tesla. There you go. I'm going to be careful pulling back here. I can't believe it. Oh, it was painful to watch that red Taycan pull back and listen to the front of the car scraping on that barrier at the front there. Oh, that was painful. Right, let's get back on the road. I'm going to call off at another couple of different service stations just to see. This is getting busy now, actually. In fact, it's a good job I got here at the right time, because now there are no chargers left. There's only the one that I've just come off of, and then that's it. So I did well. I timed that perfectly there. So in fact, see you later. Yeah, of course you can get a quick picture. Let me pull in over there, look. I'll pull in.
My son doesn't believe that I've met you.
Oh, here we go. Let me pull in 1 second. Here we go. I'm going to pull in on the delivery bay. Here we go. I'll be back in a minute. Right, okay. So back on the road. Let's get out of here 1 second. Here we go. So we've now got 52 miles to Skeg Vegas. My girlfriend's already there. Quite easily, no problem. Filled it with diesel before she went. We've got 95% of range, 237 miles left of range, 95% of battery. So I'm going to try and stop off at another services so I can use the little boys' room, because it was absolutely packed there in Starbucks. And I didn't have a coffee because I thought, well, I don't want a coffee because then I'm going to need another toilet break. So but there you go, you can see the time spent to charge. If you can find a charger, it's actually 40 minutes to an hour basically out of your time while your car charges. And if you put a value on your time, you can't really put a value on your time anyway, and that's the crazy thing. It's nuts. Right, onwards my friends. Right, so it looks like it's going to be back roads now to Skegness, but if I can find any other charges along the way, let's go and see what it's like. Obviously you can find a charger if you look. That's not really in the service stations there though that I went to there. So if you are on a bank holiday, you are going to kind of have to go off the beaten track a little bit and try them kind of charges where you're at Starbucks, etc., rather than the motorway services, which are obviously going to be packed out. But it's not just that, is it? It's the time spent and the time wasted. 40 minutes of your time there. Add on to the time of me looking for a charger at the last services, you're talking an hour extra out of your time. Now, look at it this way. If you've got a family there and you've got kids, I've got two children. I've got Harriet and James. Now, an hour, that is why Sarah will never go anywhere in this car. I've got 4 seats and I bought a 4-seater so I could take the family out, and she said there's no way I'm going out in an electric car, it's too inconvenient. So she won't come out in it, because if you've got kids and you've got children, an hour with a 4-year-old, I mean, Harriet would be okay, she'd be on her iPad, but James, trying to entertain him for an hour and then get him back in the car after, it's not great, is it? It will never work. Right, we're now in Lincolnshire, which I believe, is it the flattest part of the UK? I think it's very level, isn't it? Very level, very flat. I'm sure all the evangelists will be able to tell you. I think you'll find it's the second most level part of the United Kingdom, in line with the degrees and the above altitude. It depends if they'll go into all the statistics, won't they? You know what they're like. They'll have a pen in the top pocket as well. A couple of pens in the top pocket. I think you'll have guessed by now, by the way, that I feel really strongly about having EVs pushed down our throats and pushed at us all the time, and I believe that their agenda is trying to control freedom of movement, etc. And you may think that, oh, I'm wearing a tinfoil hat, but believe me, time will tell on this. Because the governments have told us before, if you remember Gordon Brown telling us that you must drive a diesel. Go and buy yourself a diesel, we'll give you tax benefits on that to drive a diesel, because diesels are better for the environment. That's what we were told. And now we're told they're the devil, they're evil. Diesel is evil because it's horrible for the environment. So hang on a minute. Were you lying back then, or were you just misinformed? You know, you're telling us these things. You're going to tell us a few years down the line, oh, you can't drive an electric car. If you drive an electric car, then, you know, we're going to heavily tax you because they're bad for the earth, for the environment, because we're digging up minerals. When do we stop believing your lies and we just get on with our lives? You know, if you want to drive an electric car, drive an electric car. Sell electric cars for the buffoons that actually think that they're a good idea and they want to drive them. But don't start telling us that we cannot buy a brand new petrol car after 2035 when it gets me really angry when our leaders still drive around in them and fly around in their jets. That makes me sick, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself telling us to drive electric cars. You hypocrites. Hypocrites, that's what you are. Drive them yourself. Get chauffeured around in them yourself if they're so good. And stop flying around in your private jets off to your climate summits trying to tell us about the environment and to save the environment when you're not doing it yourself? You hypocritical buffoons, you really are. Unbelievable. Honestly, share this video out and show people the reality of owning a blooming electric car, because they're crap, they're not fit for purpose, and it's taking our time. That's nearly an hour of my time, of my life, that I won't get back, that I could have been spending at the little caravan that we've got there with my family, with my little lad and my daughter on the seafront, enjoying myself, not stood around waiting for a bloody oversized scale electric to charge up. It's ridiculous. I used to have, as a kid, I used to have a little remote control Audi Quattro, it was, a red one, right? And I used to have rechargeable batteries in that my dad had put inside it, because I used it all the time. And my dad soldered these batteries together. They were white ones, not like you get now. And you used to have to put them into the charger and charge them up, and I used to have to wait around to charge it. I never thought that when I grew up to be an adult that I'd be driving around in a larger version of a battery operated car. It's ridiculous. Now don't forget, we need to push this video out to YouTube. We need to get it out there and educate the entire planet that electric cars are a scam, are a lie, and we're being pushed into them when we don't want them. So give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. It shows the algorithms on YouTube that the video is being watched and is popular, and it pushes it out more. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button through this video, so click on the subscribe if you're not already, and subscribe to the channel. It pushes the video out, it shows YouTube that this video is popular. Make a comment in the comment section, because that pushes the videos out. So all you EV lovers out there and you evangelists, carry on, call me names, call me whatever you want, just make sure you make a comment. And if you do believe me, and you believe the same as me, that EVs are not the future, just put EVs suck in the comment section down below. Let's get this video out and let's educate people, and let's put an end to this madness, and let's just put a stop and say no to these people shoving electric cars down our throat that when we don't want them. And remember, motor dealers and anybody that's working for motor dealers, I'm gonna expose your scam of trying to shove electric cars down our throats because we don't want them. If people come in to buy a petrol car, shame on you if you're trying to sell them an electric car just to hit your targets. Shame on you. Shame on you. It should be about the people and the public. People power. Shame on you. Anyway, onwards, my friends. Job I charged up when I did, because obviously we're on sort of like A roads now, so I would have found it very difficult to find a charger. Looking on my map here, the nearest one is at Louth, so yeah, that could have been a bit of a nightmare, that one. I've got to tell you, you know, this is not moaning now about electric cars. This is some positiveness, to bring a little bit of positivity in this. Do you know what? I've been to Australia, I've been all over the place. I've been Thailand in my life, I've been Japan, I've been America, I've been to Canary Islands, I've been to Paris, and England is a beautiful place. It's just the weather. There is a lot of England that is an absolutely gorgeous place. Some beautiful little villages. It's just the weather, isn't it? Just the weather. But there we go. I don't know, it's nothing to do with electric cars, but it's a little bit of positivity on a negative EV video. But as I say, anyway, there's been no charges now. I can't see any charges on here at all, and it doesn't show any in Skegness, although I'm sure there will be, but it's not showing it. Maybe show it when I'm a little bit closer. Be interesting to see where the charges are in Skegness. I'll have to have a look when I get there. But I'm also going to need some charge to get back as well, because I'm going to be doing a video going from Skegness up to the Lake District. Now that is a long drive, that is a long journey, so make sure you do hit the subscribe button for that one. There you go, petrol station back there, so you can just fill up and be on your way or whatever, but no chargers around here. No chargers. There we go. Welcome to Skeg Vegas, my friends. Skeg Vegas. What do they call Scarborough as well? That's Scarbados, isn't it? Scarbados and Skeg Vegas. I'll be in Vegas in a few weeks. I've got to tell you, by the way, some parts of Vegas is no better than Skegness. It's you know, you can find bad places wherever you go. Right, what we need to do now is, because we're just coming into the centre of Skeg Vegas, we're coming up to the waterfront, the North Parade. I need to find a charger so that when I do my journey from here in Skegness up to the Lake District, which is a fair journey, I need to be fully charged, because it's difficult to get fully charged these days, although your evangelists say it's easy to get fully charged, but it's not very easy to get fully charged at all. It's a bit of a scam. So we need to find a charger to get fully charged. Onwards. Right, well, I've arrived at Skegness. Sarah's just messaged me and she said, can you hurry up? So I'm just going to have a quick look. I'm going to park up here and I'm just going to have a quick look on Zap Map. Let me turn this down here of where the nearest one is. Let's have a look. Zap Map. Zap, because my car sat nav is not showing where the nearest charger is. So if I go onto here, there is one BP Pulse, which is a 50 kilowatt. That's not really going to be fast enough for me. There is another one here. No, Lawn Park site. That's only that's BP Pulse, and there's restrictions on that one. We've got a Lincolnshire Co-op Roman Bank out of service. That's a BP Pulse as well. I mean, it looks like we're not going to be in. There's not that. Do you know what? There's not that many in Skegness. Seacroft Golf Club. That's a slow charger, a really slow charger. So that's no good. That's a Type 2, and it doesn't tell you they're wall chargers. So that's no good. Southview Park Hotel. That's a really slow charger. That's a 3 kilowatt charger, so that's no good. That'll be overnight, I'm guessing. Blimey. There's not... Do you know what? If you look up round Skegness, there is not that many chargers. Let's have another look here. Let's zoom in a little bit. East Lindsey Council, BP Pulse. That is a 7 kilowatt, but both of them are out of service. So that's no good. Right, okay, we're not doing well there. Embassy Public Car Park, BP Pulse. 22 kilowatt, that's not really fast enough. So that's no good. Not doing very well here, and I'm using Zap Map. This is not good because it looks like a charging desert on the way back. No, Zap work. No, the Wheeling Public House, that is a Type 2, which is 22 kilowatt. That's not going to be any good, and that's fair out of the way anyway. I need them to be actually in Skegness. What about the ones near Butlins here? Ah, Butlins, Skegness. Oh, there's restrictions on that one anyway. And that's a 3-pin charger. So that's going to take all night. More than all night. So that's no good. What else is there? I'm struggling to find any chargers here. Come on, Morag. What would you do? Embassy Public Car Park. That's the Type 2 one. Embassy Public Car Park was 22 kilowatt. That's no good. Oh my word, we're running out of Best Western, the Vine. Oh, let's have a look at that one. Oh, 7 kilowatt, so that's no good. No good on that one. Oh my word, I am running out of ideas. Oh, Tesco Superstore, Pod Point. Oh, that's 7 kilowatt, so that'll be really slow. Do you know what? I reckon this is not good. What are you going to do if you've come to Skegness? That's ridiculous. No, anyway, so there we go. There's not really anywhere to charge my car in Skegness. Fast, anyway. No fast chargers. Let's have a quick walk on the seafront, and then I'm going to go and meet Sarah and the kids. Luckily, I've got 75% of charge, 187 miles of range, so that will get me back on the main roads to try and get some charge. But what if you'd got low charge and you was down really low? What do you do in and around Skegness? Because Zap Map is not showing any fast chargers. Right, let's go have a quick wander out. Come on, milk float off. Now here's one for you who say cash is king, right? You can only pay by card here, so it's either contactless payment or you have to download an app, which is not the one that I use, MI Permit. Well, I use Ringo or Pay and Park. Now there's another one, so you've got to download your app or pay contactless. You can't pay cash. Ugh, all that wind power there on that wind farm and no chargers. Hardly any car charging points in Skegness. Absolute madness, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, there you go. That's what charging is like on a bank holiday. Bit of a pain if you're going to go to the service stations, and then if you've got plenty of time and you can go, you know, off the beaten track, you can probably find one. And then if you go to the seaside, like Skegness or Blackpool, because Blackpool's a charging desert as well, then you're stuffed. Hard luck, even though there's a wind farm out there. So anyway, make sure you do give the video a thumbs up. I'm going to have to go now because otherwise I'm not going to have a girlfriend, because I've got to go and meet her. So she's been there ages ago in her diesel car. And we're off out later on. I think I'm going to take the VW Golf. Conserve the energy in mine, conserve the charge. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, share this on social media. Let's just show everybody that electric cars are not the future and not fit for purpose, and are just going to make your life a living hell, really. So there we go. That's all from me today. I'm going now. Well, I can. I'll see you later. Bye bye.